Guys, it's Quana back again for another video, and it's been a little while since I have brought to you guys a mommy movie night review, but that's what this one is going to be. It is going to be a mommy movie night review. Now, I'm going to be stealing a little bit because this is a movie that we did not watch for mommy movie night. We watched it for daddy movie night, but it was my pick, so I'm going to steal it anyway, and that is Disney's Pixar's Turning Red on the Disney Plus platform. Guys, this is definitely a movie that when I heard about it, I was like, what? A movie about an Asian girl who turns into a panda? Like, first of all, what? And secondly, oh, I'm not going to like this. Let me just say, for this, as the Disney adult fan that I am, sitting here with my basket of Minnie ears beside me, I don't know why I doubt Disney. I don't know why I do it. I do it every time, and it's just always a dumb thing for me to do. This was such a fun film, and so before I go into my quick review of the film and why I think you guys should watch this with your families, do me a favor and give this video a thumbs up and click the subscribe button, especially for more family-friendly content. Turning Red is all about this Asian Canadian girl, or Chinese Canadian girl specifically, growing up in 2002. You heard me right, 2002. I did not know that we were in 2002 when I was watching the film, but then slowly and surely they start dropping clues, like a lot of clues, to let you know that, hey, this is not in the current timeline. And I'd be very interested if you've ever checked out one of those like Pixar universe / Disney universe timelines. I'd be very interested to see like where this falls in the timeline. I've also not watched it. I've only watched it the one time, so I haven't explored it for all of the Easter eggs, but there were so many Easter eggs to like real world things that I just thought were so fun in this movie, were really great nods. And let me divert for just a second to say this. There is a Twitter post going around from a reviewer named Sean O'Connell. No disrespect to Sean, but he did give a very bad take about this film. And the take that he gave was that as a cisgendered white male, he could not relate to this film, that the film was so specifically niched that he could not relate, and that it made the film exhausting for him to watch. Now, I am a Black woman who has gone through puberty, so I do relate to the character, but I'm also a mom who has kids. My husband is a cisgendered Black male who has not gone through female puberty, but has gone through male puberty as a kid, and is a dad. We enjoyed the film, and I just think, guys, we have to get out of, this is my mini rant for the evening, we have to get out of this feeling that like every single movie has to represent us. No, and I don't think that when people are asking for diversity in film, that's not what people are saying, that every single film has to represent or reflect them. In the same way that I was not the demographic that was represented in Encanto, but I adore Encanto. I will be reviewing Encanto. Encanto is one of those movies that I like so much that it's really hard for me to review because there's so many things I want to say, but I digress. I am not a race car driver or a car, but I love cars. I'm not a superhero, but I love The Incredibles. I'm not a toy, but I love Toy Story. The list goes on. I don't like bugs, but I like A Bug's Life. Like, the list goes on. So you don't have to be the demographic that is represented on screen to like a movie. One of my favorite movies growing up is Grease. Okay? I am not living in the 50s. I'm not breaking out into musicals but I love that movie, right? I know it word for word. So you don't have to see yourself in every film to enjoy it. I think you just have to go into it looking for enjoyment. And I think we've gotten into this place where we look for everything to be one of the very best. Every single thing has to be the best of its genre in order for us to like it. And I think some stuff is just fun and just enjoyable. This is just a fun story about a girl going through puberty. And part of that puberty, she lives in a temple, the oldest temple in Toronto, with her mom and her dad. And their temple is dedicated to their ancestors. And one of their ancestors was like the keeper of the sacred red panda. And she soon discovers that she is going to turn into a red panda herself because she is going through puberty. It kind of uses the idea of the red panda as like just a play on the idea of going through puberty, especially for girls who are going to be going through their menstrual cycle. And in fact, that's what her mother thinks that is going on with her before she realizes what's actually happening. At the core of all this is the relationship between the main character and her mother, who are kind of at odds as puberty is kind of taking them away from each other, and also the main character and her friends, where she has to decide who is she going to be, what kind of adult is she going to be. Yes, she's just a young girl, but she's growing into her adulthood, and is there space for her to keep her relationship with her mom and also to keep her friends? I mean, when I tell you that this is the perfect movie for families, it really truly is, and so relatable and so fun. The music was fun. There's a boy band that they create for the music for the movie. Two of the voices in that boy band are Jordan Fisher and Phineas, Billie Eilish's brother Phineas. So I mean, just fun music like that. I just couldn't stop whistling and kept humming throughout the night. It took me back to flashbacks of like being obsessed with like the Spice Girls and NSYNC, and well, take it really, really back. I was really big into New Kids on the Block, right? So it took me back to all of those days. And it's just so many fun moments. It was a really funny, one of the funniest Disney films, but also one of the most touching Disney films. I mean, I'm not a big crier anymore, but I definitely missed it up in some points of this movie. As the movie goes on, you see the struggles kind of persist between the mother and the daughter as they try to resolve themselves, and especially around this idea of like the daughter wanting to be the ideal daughter and do everything her mother wants her to do, but also kind of be a little bit rebellious and be her own person and discover her own voice. And there's a lot about that that's going on right now. I think that Disney is kind of seeing that kids are struggling with finding themselves, and so with this and also with Encanto, there's this whole arc around being able to see who they are, find themselves, discover themselves, but also reveal who they are to their parents. The mom is voiced by Sandra Oh. Love that. This is probably one of the most diverse voice casts of any Disney film at all. I'm going to put up a picture of the cast of the voice actors, and this is one of the most diverse voice casts, definitely. This is also the first Disney animated film to be solo directed by a female director, which, I mean, props to that. I definitely think this could possibly get an Oscar nomination. Which begs the question, I don't know if they will plan to do any kind of release, because typically with the Oscars, there has to be at least some kind of limited release, and I don't think there was one. But perhaps they plan to release in some overseas markets and some limited markets to at least get enough of a market for that. But this was just a great movie, guys. I definitely think between this and Encanto, it's going to be in rotation in our family. So definitely, if you haven't given it a chance yet, go ahead and sit down and watch Turning Red. I don't think you'll be disappointed. So that was our mommy movie night. Sorry, Dad. But let me know down below in the comments if you've watched Turning Red. Did you like it? What was your favorite Easter egg of the night? I'll let you guys know down in the comments what mine was, okay? All right, so that was it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Toodles.